Okay, it is October the 8th, Sunday evening, about 45 minutes after the weekly open. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend and a chance to disconnect. On Tuesday, I'm doing a collaborative stream with Jim, so that should be good fun. That's going to be the Take Profit stream, so make sure to tune in and don't miss that one. Let's go ahead and get into the market outlook and plans for the week ahead. So, to start with events, obviously, you guys are probably aware that new conflict has broken out in the world. I'm not going to weigh in and express any opinions on this. All I'll say is that it does make sense to be ready to trade this week. There's probably going to be increased volatility with commodities as a result, so I will be paying a little bit of extra attention to what the major commodities are doing, as well as the boomer indexes. So hopefully everything works out. The other thing to point out is that on Wednesday we have the PPI. I don't really care too much about that. FOMC minutes as well. I'm sure that Powell will just be more or less regurgitating what was said at the most recent FOMC, so don't really care about that. But on Thursday we do have the CPI. So that's going to be the major event of the week. Definitely want to pay attention to that. I will have to wake up a little bit early on Thursday just because those numbers normally hit pretty early in my time zone. So that's going to be it for the news events. Let's go ahead and get into the plans. So let's start off with the higher time frame Bitcoin, and then we'll work our way down. Where we're at right now is we're in like kind of a key sticky zone where it's more or less decision point, decision time for Bitcoin. Are we going to reject from here like I had previously planned around, or are we going to bounce and continue to trade higher? So I did go ahead and change up a lot of my positioning, as you guys know from the outlook last week and all the streams last week, that I was positioned short because my original thesis was that we would trade up into this 28K region and reject off previous quarterly and lock in the dead cat bounce to play the momentum loss structuring and trade down. First target area is 25K, next target area is mid 23s. I do kind of have the expectation that we should end up trading up a little bit this week. So the next kind of key area to pay attention to, like we've talked about a bunch of times, is going to be 29K. If Bitcoin can get above 29K and show acceptance over that, then that's going to be trend continuation. As far as VWAP structuring goes, we're bearish across all the lower time frame VWAPs, but the yearly is still showing bullish trend structuring. So if we can get above this HVN and re-accept back into this previous range, we're going to see, likely a move towards, 35K is the obvious target. So I always like the front run. So I'd be more or less probably targeting like 33, maybe 32 potentially at the lowest if it was really weak. It is wise to, when there's that momentum loss, like we've talked about on every outlook for weeks and weeks and weeks now, it is always wise to have more conservative targets, just because that momentum really isn't there anymore. So in short, key things to pay attention to are interactions where we're at now. More or less we built a lower time frame range, so whichever way we definitively break from this lower time frame range, which we'll cover here in a second, gonna want to be looking for that. 25K is still macro support, 29K is still macro resistance. So these are the two key areas to look for interactions on the higher time frame. So I do think still, like, overall, that I am bearish on Bitcoin, but I'd rather just chill a bit and either miss the move if that's what it comes to. If we just break down from where we're at, which totally could happen, I'm comfortable missing the move. Been a part of plenty of moves in my life. I've missed plenty of moves in my life as well. I definitely don't have that FOMO. And let's go ahead and jump into the lower time frame. So these are kind of my these are my lower time frame plans going into the week. So like I said, we did build up this weekend range. So kind of the most likely scenario for me is that we do trade down off the open here, which it looks like is what we're doing. Trade down off the open and potentially find support to trade up towards the 29K region, which, like I said, this is pretty obvious swing short territory. If we see acceptance over 28.8, that's probably going to be what I'm looking for to see us trading up higher. If we don't see a bounce into the 27.5, 27.6 area, that might be a trigger to end up trading down. So let's go ahead and look at the VWAPs as well. So as far as the yearly goes, like we had said, it's still bullish. So we do want to respect that. That's one of the main reasons why, you know, on higher time frame, why I'm not super confident on betting on the swing short, even though the logic is definitely there to bet on the swing short. It's just not really in my nature to like to bet on counter trend trades. I like to just play trend continuation for the most part. I've had some of my best trades in my career have been from betting on counter trend, but you know, the expected value is always pretty negative. So I don't really have any definitive edge on betting on this counter trend trade the way that I do, or the way that I have in the past. For more information, check out the Paragon group with the link below, where I cover everything from how I trade to how you can develop your own style. So that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. Hopefully everything's clear. Let's go ahead and get into some altcoin stuff. So with all the altcoins, first thing to cover is going to be Link. So this is the only position that I'm carrying going over into the week. I took this short last Saturday. So I've had it open for a little bit over a week now. This is just the position that I'm going to be holding to not feel like a total idiot. If the markets tank this week, I would be pretty frustrated with myself for invalidating my short trades before they were actually even proven wrong at all. I just didn't want to round trip on them. I had a couple shorts that played out really well last week, and I didn't want to round trip, so I ended up closing all of them out except for this Link trade. The Link trade's pretty straightforward. You can see that, you know, we were just trading into the macro composite high area that overlapped with the HVN. Like I had talked about, you know, Link really had no reason to be trading up this high. It was pretty obvious when you're, you know, looking at flows that this was just getting aggressively T-WAP'd by somebody on the perp. It wasn't even being, you know, there was no real spot demand. I'm going into some sort of stupid Link event, so felt pretty confident shorting this one. I did take a little bit off last week, but I still had the vast majority of the position on, so hoping to take profit on this one down into the, you know, lower 7s or upper 6s. And hopefully that plays out this week, but we'll see. The only other thing to point out is going to be this BNT coin. So this is a DEX coin, I believe, that has obviously gone crazy this past weekend because of the world conflict. I don't even really know the relationship that it has, but I know that there's some sort of connection between the two. The tick rate on this thing has been really high, so I will be paying close attention to this one. This might end up being a scalp coin, which is a good segue into the main altcoin conversation that I want to have, which is I don't really care too much about holding swing trades. I'm pretty comfortable with the Link swing short, but other than that, I don't really want to focus on any sort of swing trading this week on shitcoins. What I do want to do with the altcoins, though, is focus on scalping. I think that there's probably going to be a lot of volatility this week, and identifying whenever high tick altcoins are moving is going to be my main focus for the week. So I definitely plan to be scalping a lot this week. That's pretty much it, guys, for the week. If there's anything that you guys want me to cover or anything like that, obviously feel free to let me know. But yeah, this week we have on Tuesday doing the stream with Jim, and then we'll have our standard Paragon stream on Friday. So yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be a pretty crazy week this week. I have a feeling that on Tuesday I'm going to regret being on stream with him instead of trading, but that's kind of the sacrifice I tend to make to get content out instead of always putting my trading first. But yeah, guys, everybody, definitely you want to be focused up this week, and good luck out there. Cheers, everybody.